Roberto Di Matteo, mate.
So, good evening. We are back again. -1. Matt is working before I get him like floods of messages. Where's Matty? Matty's working. He's busy. But we have the famous 4 back again on a Monday. Usual time, 6 p.m. Big up Static. Look at that. Rapid fire. Your links are pinned already, lads. Look at that. Big up Static. He's got better strike accuracy than 29. Look at that. First shot, bosh, back of the net. But yeah, we've got quite a bit to get through. Make sure you sub into all the lads. Well, he has his channel. He's the only one with a channel on here. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972. DJ ain't got any socials. Lee reacts as well. I'll be live on there to watch Top Spurs get put in the bin and to watch Betis against or Girona versus Betis at the same time. Anyway, Jezza, happy Bank Holiday Monday, mate. How are you?
Yes, yeah, good man, good. And it's been nice. It's just started pissing down with rain here. Beautiful. There you go. Can't make it up, can you? But yeah, no, looking forward to the show. Best show of the week, in my opinion. And good luck to Nottingham Forest tonight. I'll be supporting them. I wouldn't be supporting Spurs, would I? Not like last year. This time, wasn't it? This time last year.
May the 14th.
Yeah, but we're close. Yeah, yeah. Disgrace. Anybody that did that, call yourself an Arsenal fan? Nah, get out of the house. But yeah, looking forward to the show, man.
No, good one, man. Bless up, Jezza. Kenny, how are you, mate? Happy Bank Holiday. You on mute, mate?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, like I said, I was in the countryside watching Arsenal have a stroll against Ipswich Town. It was a very, very competitive game. Not Ipswich are rubbish. I'm really sorry, Ipswich fans. You're bad. You don't deserve to be in the Premiership. The sooner you go, the better, because you bastardised the theory that the Premiership is the best in the league. When teams like yourself, Leicester and Southampton are in it, and you've hardly laid a glove on anyone, back in the bin, mate. You all, as far as I'm concerned, you're 2 things: you're thieves and you use towels, dirty used towels. Goodbye and good riddance. And also, Arsenal fans, a lot of people say that no one cares that Liverpool win the league. Rubbish. I care. The reason why I care is because I'm going to say it. Just like 2006, Arsenal's voyage in the Champions League has papered over the cracks. It papered over the cracks in 2006 when we scraped through in the last game of the season, the last game at Highbury, to get in the top 4 at Spurs' expense. And this season, when we surrendered our title to Liverpool to the extent that they can win it either on Wednesday if we fail to beat Crystal Palace, or they can win it in front of their own fans on the 27th of April. So it is embarrassing, because remember, before you guys realised that the Champions League existed this season, it was all about Arsenal in the league, because Man City weren't going to be strong. So it was our opportunity to win the league, and we failed miserably.
Well said, mate. Well said, mates. DJ, what are you saying, man? Happy Monday, mate.
Yeah,
happy
Mondays. Happy Mondays. Good group that is, by the way. Yeah, Happy Mondays. Yeah. I've seen him a couple of times. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. I don't know where the sun's gone, but never mind. Can't have it always. It hasn't been too bad. Yeah, along with Kenny, I've been very disappointed with the 3 teams that have come up. I've just watched some championship games this afternoon. Impressed with Leeds, so big club to come into the Premier League next season. They got 2 or 3 good players in their squad as well, so it's not going to. I don't think it's going to be the same next season. I don't think it's going to be as easy next year with the teams coming up. If Burnley come up, they've got a very, very good defensive record in the Championship. So. Yeah, like Kenny said, I mean, Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton have been very, very disappointing for the Premier League this year, along with Arsenal. And I don't care what anyone says, I'm really disappointed with the Premiership this season with Arsenal. I think we've missed a big, big opportunity. I think we've missed the biggest chance to win that Premier League, because I don't think it's going to be as easy next season. And it's going to be a big summer. And what we're going to be talking about with the manager in the Champions League. I think it's, I think it's a must-win. I really think it's a must-win because it has papered over a lot of cracks, the Champions League campaign. There's a lot of problems in core with this football club. Wages, players' contracts coming up, players out of contract, players going for free, we're not getting a penny for, not extending certain players' contracts, who's been our best player this season. So yeah, we will see, my friend. We will see.
Yeah, spot on. Big up to 400 inside. Hit the like button real quick. That'd be lovely. I've just seen the championship results. Fucking hell, Leeds won 6-0.
Yeah.
Mad. 6-0. Even Plymouth. It's amazing what happens when you sack Wayne Rooney, isn't it? All of a sudden, the teams that he's been sacked from start winning. Mad, that, isn't it? Birmingham won a trophy the other day. Yeah, and Plymouth are literally 3 points off of getting out of relegation. And they've been rooted bottom all season.
Yeah.
Mad. Absolute scenes.
And Coventry were out of the playoffs, but because of the teams around them all lost as well, they went back in the playoffs. So Frank Lampard's still hanging on in now. Yeah,
just about. But Millwall, they won again. They're only 3 points off the playoffs. So I fucking beg they come up, please. Please, we need Millwall in there for the culture.
Lee, I don't think many I don't think many of these super fans and these influencers will fancy going out to the new den, innit? They'll be asking.
They won't be able to get a ticket that day, Kenny. There won't be any available that day.
Ellen Road's a scary place, mate. And the den.
They'll be asking Uncle Ken to give them an escort to the ground.
Yeah, I've seen walking down Cole Harbour Lane on a Friday, on a February night. Yeah. To play at Millwall, I can't see any of them not turning up.
It would be mad. I can't lie. It would be funny if they got promoted. Yeah, just for the banter, because they don't give a fuck. Like they just genuinely don't care. Big up Millwall every time, mate. Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, they'll shake a few people up in that fucking league, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But anyway, less of the championship for now. I just want to come back to what Kenny said a minute ago, Jezza. Yeah, about because I've seen this narrative all over the internet as well. Oh, nobody cares that Liverpool have won the league. It's an irrelevant season. Yeah, COVID was your last season where you won the league. Yeah, and PGMOL have gifted you this one, so nobody cares. Yeah, like Kenny said, all season it's been Liverpool going to fall off. Liverpool going to fall off. Around March time, they're gonna fall off. They've been lucky. Blah blah blah, and. Now it's we don't care about that. Don't care about that crap. It's now about the Champions League. Yeah, you have your irrelevant Premier League. So they do actually care, don't they, Jez? It's just another coping mechanism.
I think anybody that sits there and has the absolute audacity is just embarrassing to themselves. I care about winning the Premier League. I'm annoyed we haven't won it again. And we're in more points behind off winning the Premier League than we were this time last year. So somebody out there, people out there keep telling me, oh, Jez, you don't know what you're talking about, this, that, and the other. Fair enough. Okay, maybe I don't. But I can work out the maths. We're far more points off winning the league, where, as Kenny and DJ said, if we lose to Crystal Palace on Wednesday night, then well done to Liverpool. Because they won it, potentially. And I care about it because I want Arsenal to win the irrelevant Premier League. How can you say it's irrelevant? It's the biggest trophy in Britain, England, outside of the FA Cup, in my opinion. How's it irrelevant? Isn't that what we're in it to win it? Or are we just not going to bother anymore? Oh, yeah, well, let's come second, third. I'm happy with that. Yes, there's way too many people out there that will be happy with second, third. There was a guy in your chat last night in the emergency meeting. Oh, well, as long as we get in the Champions League. Okay, yeah, fair enough. We've never won the bloody thing. We've been in one final in the whole of the history of Arsenal. So what are you trying to tell me? So the Premier League is no longer relevant, and it's only the Champions League now. So, all these people that think the Premier League is irrelevant, you're obviously absolutely brain dead and deluded, because that is the biggest thing we compete for every season. Let's not forget we went out competing in the Champions League for quite a few seasons. So when we were in the Champions League, what were we competing for then? Nothing. Obviously nothing, because the Premier League's irrelevant. So what's the point? We may as well just sort of packed up and said, that's it then. Nothing to fight for. We don't want to win the Premier League anymore. It's irrelevant. Oh, but we can't compete in the Champions League. We're not in it. Where do these people come from? Where are they?
Mutantsville.
Sorry?
Mutantsville.
Honestly, man, I just don't get it. I really.
If it's that irrelevant, Jez, sorry to butt in. Yeah, if it's that irrelevant, the Premier League, why do they care about finishing second? Why are they so desperate to finish second then and get in the Champions League spots? Why are they so desperate? Because the Premier League's irrelevant, so it don't matter where you finish. So why are you all laughing at Tottenham and Man United and Chelsea then?
Exactly.
Well, because we're second and they're 14th. Yeah, but don't care, do you? Because it's not about winning it. So who gives a fuck where you finish? Yeah, these people are so demented. It's crazy. Yeah, but Kenny, seriously, mate, like you see it, and obviously you obviously go to the games as well. So obviously you'll hear people in the stadium saying it as well. We don't care about the league this year. Liverpool now, they've been gifted it, mate. They've been gifted it. Yeah, it's an absolute joke, Kenny. They're fucking PGMOL, mate.
Well, the real fans don't say that. The real fans who went to the game yesterday, and I spoke to them at length. Some of them are of your cheerleaders, not. But I asked two questions. In fact, I was interviewing them. What's bigger, the Champions League or the Premiership? And I said, I think the Premiership is still bigger than the Champions League, because if you go through the campaign, and after 38 games, or in the Championship, it's 46 games, you finish top of the table. There's no disputes about whether who's the best. You're the best. But they reasoned with me, and I actually respected their decisions, because one of them was, I'm getting on, mate. I'm 60 this year. One guy was 60, and the other one was 57, right? And his words were, I ain't got long left, and I need to see my team in the Champions League. And I said, yeah, exactly. I shook his hand. I said, you're right. I agree with you. And then he said, and I respect that, what he said even more, because it was their honest feelings, that I can't take any stick from Forest fans, Villa fans, Celtic fans, Liverpool fans, Man United fans, and Chelsea fans who've won it. And they will say, Champions League, you never seen that. And you know what? It may be puerile, but I get it, and I get where they're coming from, and I understand that now we're so close. We've got a great chance of getting to the final, because we beat the mighty Real Madrid. I get where they're coming from, but not all the football people I spoke to yesterday. They've accepted a long time ago that the league was done, but not one of them said they didn't care. Although the person who wrote it on his Twitter was at the game yesterday. But he wasn't saying that at the ground yesterday.
Of course, it's all for traction, Kenny. This is why I laugh at it. These man chat shit on Twitter. You see them at the ground, they don't say nothing. Oh, Kenny, come on. We've seen this before, man. These man chat absolute nonsense online. Yeah, you go to the game and it's a totally different story. Yeah, it's all for traction. It's all for fitting in from like people that you don't know on the internet, so you can get more views and more likes and more subscribers and followers. Who gives a shit? How about start saying it as it is? Yeah, we're all getting older. Yeah, last time we won a league, Kenny, I was 21. Like, do you know what I mean? That's actually crazy when you think about it. Coming up 22. That was half of my life ago. Yeah, half of my life I've not seen Arsenal win a league title. Yeah, I see 5 before that. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you look at it like that, Lee, that is a shocking statistic, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm 42 years old. We've gone 21 years without a title. Half of my life, I've not seen us win a league. But the other half, the previous half, see 5. So why should I drop my standards? Then I see Flowers' video today chatting absolute nonsense. Yeah, he said he wants to be challenged. Yeah, so I've clipped it and put it on my Twitter. And basically, yeah, he's saying that, you know, success is not just trophies. It's about how the city feels. It's about, look at Nottingham Forest, for example. They were in the championship and now look, they're on the cusp of Champions League. It's about the revenue. It's about the academy. It's about build. No, it ain't. The history books don't say, yeah, oh, by the way, in 2019, yeah, Arsenal won the FA Cup. Yeah, like Liverpool won the Champions League. But don't worry, the City felt fine. Yeah, Liverpool had spent the least amount of money. Yeah, and Arsenal had a new manager in phase fucking 0. Nobody cares, bro. It just says Arsenal and Liverpool. Yeah, because they hand the trophies out to the winner. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, all the fairy tales and the storylines he was waffling on about. This ain't Disney, mate. You know, this is elite level football. Yeah, and this is the problem I have with a lot of it, yeah, because this is a social media thing that has infiltrated elite level sport. Don't matter. Don't matter. Let's all laugh at Tottenham. They're 15th. Who gives a fuck? Every single time, right? I know a lot of people that went out to Madrid, yeah, like the other week, last week, right? And I've been to that same exact square when we played Atleti, Plaza Mayor Square, right? Not once while I was there do I remember anyone singing about Tottenham. We were there to play Atleti. Yeah, all the clips I've seen all over Instagram and Twitter. What do we think of Tottenham? Who cares, mate? Why are we still making them relevant? They're shit. Yeah, and this is all the social media. Oh, if I sing about that, you've only got to have a look at the Disney Channel outside the ground every week. You get a group of lads that have not been to the game. They've just legged it down Ormsey Road, stand around in the background. Oh, look at me, mum. I'm on camera in the background. Yeah, backup dancers and that. Yeah, and then some dickheads start singing, what do we think of Tottenham?
Yeah, I know.
No, nobody cares. Yeah, what do we think of not winning nothing for 5 years? How about that? DJ, what do you make of all of this crap, man? Because it is jarring, isn't it? They dismiss all these other clubs for winning stuff like Liverpool, but are happy for us not to win stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that you had to win your domestic league to qualify for the Champions League. There was none of this second, third, fourth, and fifth malarkey. It's now down to 5 teams. I mean, it's becoming a bit of a mockery, if you ask me. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I think it should be the top 2 out of every league, and that's it. So I don't know where they get this premiership from. And the great man Brian Clough once said, when he was asked what's more important, and he'd won it twice, wasn't he? So he said, it's what you do on a day-to-day basis. It's what you do week in and week out in your bread and butter. So winning the league will always top winning the European Cup at the time or the Champions League. But as I said, you know, you would take it if you was in the final, obviously. The problem is, Lee, is that they are grabbing onto every single opportunity to justify the work that this manager has done since he's been at the club. So now it's gone from the Premiership and dismissing it and making a mockery of it and sort of downgrading it because Liverpool have walked it at a canter, to now, oh, we're in the Champions League because we beat Real Madrid. We've beaten Real Madrid in the past. That's another game, yeah. And it's true what everyone's saying. It's a lot of these fans' finest hour. What happened against Real Madrid the other week? Some of this fan base has never seen anything like it before. We've witnessed it, we've seen it, and we've witnessed things that have been a lot better than what we saw last week. Yeah, I was there in '89, Jez, Kenny, and all that. Anfield, you know, the famous 2-0 win. Michael Thomas, those who don't know it. You know, that to me was the best thing that I've ever seen, to be honest with you. So, you know, it's just this kind of crazy thing that these fans are holding on to. The fact of the matter is, if this manager does not win the Champions League this season, questions have to be asked. And I don't want to jump on the bandwagon of, yeah, but look at the progress we've made. Look what we've done to Real Madrid. We beat them home and away. Look what we've done. Look what we've done here. Look what we've done there. But where's the proof of the trophies? Because there has to be an end goal. In any sport, there has to be an end goal. And if you watched what McManaman said on pitch side, I was watching some of the things back, what they said on pitch side. he was even standing there and saying, but they've just won the quarter-final. They've got the semi-final to go. Then they've got to win the final. They've not won anything yet. And Martin Keown's standing there and he's going, yeah, but hang on a minute. And Rio, and they're trying to downplay it as if they've done this amazing, fantastic thing. They've won a football match over 2 legs. Irrespective whether it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, all the top big clubs in Europe, it's still a football match played over 90 plus minutes. It's a game of football. Yeah, that's what it is. And you've won a football match over 2 legs. You've not completed the deal yet. It's like having it's like playing with a pack of cards and only having 35 in the pack. You can play so far, but you can't complete the game because you ain't got 52 cards there. Yeah, it's like a game of Monopoly. If unless it can go on forever. Unless you complete it, no one's won. And this is what Arsenal are at the moment, guys. We've won a football match, and I'm not downgrading it. It was a brilliant performance.
Facts.
And I keep saying it. Our Champions League campaign this year has been brilliant. But if we'd have done the right thing in the summer last season, and this club had made the right signings and got the right squad in depth, we would have been batting on 2 fronts this year. And that, for me, as a fan of over 50 years, is absolutely devastated by the fact that we didn't do the right thing, and the fact that now we're handing Liverpool the title. And bless up Liverpool, congratulations to them. They deserve it. Whoever comes top, no matter what you think of it, they've won the Premiership. And that's what will go down in history. People won't be looking back and going, oh, that was poor, wasn't it? Do you remember that Premiership in 24-25? Wasn't it a bad year? Or Leicester? They won't remember any of that. They'll just remember who were champions. Yeah. And the thing is, this is what really winds me up, and this is why I don't get carried away, Lee, with all the, the euphoria of beating Real Madrid. If this club had done the right thing, we'd be batting, we'd be still pushing Liverpool to win the Premiership, and we'd still be in the semi-final of the Champions League, because that's what we should have done. And after 5 years of this manager being in place and £750+ million spent, we should be batting on 2 fronts, not just one, not semi-final of the Champions League, but fighting for the Premiership, going into the Crystal Palace game on Wednesday, needing 3 points to pull level or go above Liverpool. That's what we should be doing. And yet the league, and this is my final point before you move on. This league, what people are failing to forget is that we've never been in a title race this season. On average, Liverpool have been 7-8 points clear of us all season. This league was done. This league was done in November. November, guys.
It was done in the summer. Let's be real. It was done in the summer.
Yeah, it was done in the summer, but it was completely finished off in November. So I don't want to get on the bandwagon of like, oh, this manager's great and look what he's done and everything else. And yeah, give him his respect for what he done against Real Madrid over 2 legs. But we won a game of football. We haven't won a trophy yet, and we still need to win a trophy. And if it doesn't happen, ask the questions. And if he doesn't do the right thing in the summer and we're languishing come Christmas, sack him. Get rid of him.
No, 100% facts. Let me grab these super chats real quick. Make sure you're liking the video, guys. 750 inside. I'm live for the Top Spurs game in an hour. Hour and 15 it's live. Bet it's away to Girona as well. So I'll be doing both of them games. Big up Riku as well. NBA coach Phil Jackson did a three-peat. He won 11 titles. Yeah, what phase is he in? Super Duper Mick has won a three-peat of second. But don't worry, guys. Wenger did that as well. Yeah, and look at what he won for the club. Big up Riku, man. Bless up, brother. My thing is, there is no historical team with no Champions League. We can't even say nothing. Listen, the thing is, we all want to win the Champions League. We're not dismissing the Champions League by any stretch of the imagination. However, this manager seems like he can only fight on one front. Yeah, because one time it's the title, he threw the Champions League away against Bayern. Yeah, when it's the Europa League, he was trying to fight for the top 4. and all of this, yeah. And it seems like he can only fight on one front. Like he throws all the domestic cups away. You know, but next month it'll be 6 FA Cups ago we won that FA Cup. 5 other teams have won it. By the end of next month, 5 more teams would have won it since we've won it. Yeah, and they're still waffling about progress. Piss off. Yeah, get out of it. Big up Saku, brother. Bless up for the super chat, man. Big up T Dot as well. The fact that Spurs and United are in a semi of Europa shows how poor modern football is. It also shows how they've destroyed that competition because the well, actually, I wouldn't say destroyed it. Yeah, but Champions League teams don't drop down into it anymore. So the quality is a lot lower. Yeah, Bilbao are a good team. Man United are a good team when they get their act together. Yeah, Tottenham ain't as bad as their league position shows. Yeah, they're not shit. Yeah, they're shit, but they're not that bad to be that low in the league. Yeah, but again, look at some of the teams that are in that competition. I mean, fucking Leon bottling a fucking 2-goal lead the other night after Man United bottled a 2-goal lead in the same fucking game. That was just a comedy show. Put clown music over it. Yeah, that standard is so low, and the Conference League's even lower. Yeah, which is why when you see a team that are doing all right in these competitions, you go, fucking hell, they're good. They're not. They're just decent compared to what else is in there. Yeah, whereas the Champions League, even the Champions League, I think the way they've structured it this season, I actually think it's been quality. I can't lie. Yeah, we've seen some sick football. We've seen some great games. Yeah, and the level actually looks good.
But Lee, don't you think that should be? You know, the fact is that there should be a dove for quality between the 3 European competitions. The Champions League should be elite competition with elite teams. The Europa League should be, in essence, the best 6th and 7th, best 5th place to 7th place teams in Europe, and in the Conference League should be the team finished 7th or 8th. That's how it really should be, because I think it actually devalues the Europa League when you give, like Atletico Madrid winning the Europa League in 2018 after they fell out of the Champions League. Chelsea winning in 2013 after they fell out of the Champions League. That actually devalues the competition. All right, it's not entertaining, but this is your lane, isn't it? It's like
you failed in the Champions League, but here you go, have another go in that one.
I think this season it's about right that teams in Europe should play. There should be a level playing field in every competition. And I think, don't get it wrong, I know what it is. People think the reason why people was talking about the absurdity of Spurs and Man United getting to the final is because of where they are in the league. But UEFA made the rules up anyway because of that. Because they want a big name. You think about it, UEFA, like Man United in the Champions League every year, because every game is 75,000 fans without fail. And they like that. And they like the TV rights. And I like the fact that Man United bringing a lot of revenue into the Champions League. So, of course, they're going to give them that chance. They don't want Bilbao to beat Tottenham. They don't want Bilbao to beat Man United. I tell you now, UEFA want a situation where 2 English clubs with big fan bases are in that final and one of them gets in the Champions League. That's what UEFA really, really want.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, big up to Omar as well. Let me come to you on this, Jezza. Yeah, and big up for the comments always, bro. He said, "Come on, man, we used to get beaten 10-2." I see this all the time on the internet, and Kenny, I'm sure you do as well. Yeah, but we're not getting battered anymore. We're not getting banged 6-0 by Chelsea and 8-2 at Old Trafford and 10-2 against Bayern.
Doesn't win you a trophy, though.
That's my point, lads. Yeah, but this is the problem. Yeah, and Omar, I don't know how old you are, respectfully, but I'd imagine you're under 25. Yeah, so this, like I said on the stream yesterday, is the best version of Arsenal you've probably ever seen in your life. Yeah, it's not the best version we've seen in our life. Yeah, just because we're not getting battered 10-2 and 8-2 and 6-0s and 5-1s and 5-0s and all this crap and 6-3s, yeah, is irrelevant. And in fact, while we were getting banged, yeah, we were still winning the FA Cups. Yeah, let's be real. Wenger's last 5 seasons, he won 3 FA Cups. Yeah, this manager's been here 5 full seasons and won 1 FA Cup. Yeah, so who's the better manager here? Because a finished, washed up Wenger won more in his last 5 years than this manager. Oh, but then it's, but he's a rookie, which is exactly why he shouldn't have the fucking job. Yeah, and let's be real. Are you still a rookie after 5.5 years, Jez? Because I'll tell you now, you've run your businesses, Jez. If you've got an apprentice in, Yeah, would he still be an apprentice after 5.5 years?
No, he'd have either progressed or been sacked. That's it. Simple. I've sacked people. I have. I've sacked very, very experienced engineers because they weren't manned for the job. Their workmanship didn't come to the standards that I expected. And I said, sorry, you got to go. Now, this man is exactly the same. Right? I mean, let's just put it here. I'm gonna get shot down in flames on this statement, and I don't really care. You know me, I don't give a damn. Right? I've already said I was chatting. My son's not a football fan. He's watched a couple since he's been back from New Zealand. We've watched a couple of games together. Right? We watched the game yesterday, and we watched the one before that last week, whatever it was, and I said to him, give me your opinion about this game. And he said, not very impressive, is it? I went, no, not really. And that is not really somebody's into football. Now, I'm just going to say this. If Mikel Arteta, right, gets that Champions League final and loses, if he loses, sack him the next day. He's failed. He's done all he can do. He's gone as far as he can go. And at the end of the day, he has to be honest with himself and say, I've tried my best. I've done everything I can do at this club. Now it's time to walk away. And that would be somebody with an honest opinion of themselves and shows respect to the club that he said he respects and he once played for, right? That is what a manager should do and say, I've done it. I've done everything I can do. I've tried. I've gone 3 times second in the league. Well, you failed in all the FA Cups since you won it. So that is ridiculous. You've got to a Champions League final. I've done my very, very best. And I'll give him credit. If he gets there, I'll say, well done, Mr. Arteta. Well done. You've got to win it or walk. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
That's the end of it.
That's exactly what it is. Listen, we've seen teams over history, over years, right, sack managers after winning trophies. Like we've seen Real Madrid do it, we've seen Chelsea do it, we've seen Bayern Munich do it, we've seen clubs in Italy do it. Yeah, we've seen managers walk away after winning a trophy. Right? What's so special about this guy?
Yeah, but why though? Invariably, managers get sacked after winning trophies because invariably the league's the bread and butter. We've seen it in Real Madrid. Let's not forget, Jupp Heynckes won the Champions League in 1998. He got sacked afterwards by Real Madrid because the form in the league, his form in the league wasn't good enough. Him winning the Champions League wasn't good enough. And the same with Del Bosque. He still got sacked after winning trophies. And I think let's even
sorry, Kenny, I've got to play the clip.
Roberto Di Matteo, mate.
Yeah, but it's true. Do you remember Darren Moore at West Brom?
Yeah.
West Brom was still in the Premiership, still in the playoff places, but because they went on a losing streak, even though they were comfortable in the playoff places, they still sacked him on instinct because they didn't want a situation where they went and got in that rut and they fell out of playoff places. And that's what happens. Your league position is the barometer. It is, especially now with the Premiership and where you get loads of money for where you finish. I know you say second's no different than 5th or 6th or anything, but to a lot of clubs and a lot of fans, second means a lot. A lot of Arsenal fans I spoke to yesterday, it does mean a lot.
Yeah, but Kenny, sorry to butt in here. The reason that is for there's a few reasons. Number one, the constant brainwashing from Sky Sports, and all these media outlets like TalkSport, Sky Sports, so on and so forth, all the major ones. That top 4 is something to be proud of, right? Well, it ain't unless you win it. Number 2, right? It means that you get to have another night out in the week, like DJ says, a season ticket increase, and you get to see some of the best teams around Europe and the best players play at your ground, in the Champions League, right? So now you get an extra night out. So that means you can go and meet your pals again and go and watch another game. You get to see some of the best players like Mbappe and all of this lot. Yeah, all that. Yeah. Right. And and you've got a chance to win it. Yeah, whereas if you finish 5th or 6th, you're in the Europa League. Oh no, that's Emmerdale Cup, mate. We don't want that shit. We want the better one. We've never, Kenny, we were in that fucking Europa League for how long? Did we win it? No. Yes, we could go and win this. And it's the luck of the draw and being good on the day. Yeah, and we slapped Real Madrid, fucking hammered them. Yeah, and rightly so, we hammered them. Yeah, and it should have been more. The point is, yeah, the reason people are so gassed up about second place, is a coping mechanism for fucking failure. Yeah, they want the managers to stay in their job because they've been brainwashed into believing he's the guy to get us over the line. Yeah, I see in comment sections on other people's videos all the time. Yeah, that if he's here for another 10 years and he ain't won nothing, but we're still competitive. I mean, look at what we're up against. What, 10 years? Like, Kenny, I'm sick to death of it, mate. It's boring.
The thing is, you've got to remember who a lot of the trouble is that it doesn't matter whether we have British owners who always gave managers time, unless it was a relegation. And then we've got foreign owners who, again, they don't actually give managers time, but they are heavily influenced by Premiership position. You know what I mean? And the people who shout the loudest in the fan base are the people that get listened to, and Sky Sports gets listened to. And I think the Cronkies take it on board. They are delighted with the fact that we finished second in the last 2 years. They are more than delighted with the fact that we're going to finish second again. That's not me saying that. That's how people generally feel. They do think that it was an achievement. Unfortunately, this season is a hard sell because Man City are nowhere near their best. In fact, it's a free hit for on Man City. It's basically Man City going on a boxing match without their guard up, and they lift their chin up and you just hit them with one right hand and they go down and knocked out because they're getting beaten easily. That's what I call it, a boxing match where you keep your guard down, you get hit in the chin.
And they can still win a trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think that shows how poor this league is, though? Like, in terms of, Man City have been awful all season. Right? And that's not saying nothing against Liverpool, by the way, because they fully have walked this title. Yeah, and how many points have they got, Liverpool? How many points?
76.
76. We have how many to play? 79 with 5 to play, yeah? Right. So they can genuinely end up on 94 points.
Yeah.
So let's not pretend that they're shit.
Exactly.
They can still get 15 points.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's actually mad. They can get 94 points. If they win all of their games, they get 94 points. Yeah. The most we can get is if we win all of ours, is 81. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't want to hear nothing. The rest of the teams, Liverpool have just absolutely walked this league, and the rest of us have all been shit. Let's just be real with it. The 3 that have come up have been dog shit. West Ham changed their manager, still dog shit. Spurs, dog shit. Wolves changed their manager. They've gone a little purple patch, 1-5 on the spin. Yeah, but they're still shit. Man United, shit. Everton changed the manager, shit. Palace just do what Palace do, like happy to be in mid-table. Brentford, the same. Brighton, the same. Fulham, the same. Bournemouth, the same. Villa, they've gone on a little 5 wins in a row. They're trying to push for that top 4, yeah? The top 5. But from them, in 7th, to Newcastle in 3rd, is 2 points. Yeah? And if you're looking at the form guide, you'd say Villa are probably going to get there. But then they got Man City on Tuesday. Yeah? So if Man City win, all of a sudden Villa are fucked again. Yeah, and this is the thing. This is why this league has been a walk in the park for Liverpool, because all of us below Liverpool, all lose to each other. 12 draws. We've had 12 draws. Only fucking Everton have had more. Yeah, it's an embarrassment. Yeah, we've had the same amount of draws as Brighton. If we had drawn 7 of them and won 5, that would be an extra 10 points. We'd be 3 points behind Liverpool right now. Yeah, and if you look at the games that we've drawn, some of them, Everton we drew home and away. Well, you're telling me we can't beat Everton? I don't want to hear about injuries. You're telling me we can't beat Everton home and away. Yeah, even with a reserve team, no disrespect, we should be beating them.
And they were in the mud at the time.
Yeah, facts. In fact,
that was before Moyes went there.
Yeah, sorry, Moisey. Yeah, Dyche beat us at home, or drew at home, sorry. Yeah, and then Moisey, it just got the job, I think. I think it was the second or third game. Yeah, Brighton. You're telling us we can't beat Brighton? Brighton. Yeah,
West Ham.
West Ham at home. We lost. Yes, there's 4 games. What about Fulham? There's to forget all the other teams, the better teams. Yeah, 5 games right there. We should be right up there with Liverpool right now.
Yeah, but we beat Real Madrid, Lee.
The only surprise for me is they ain't put out the merch. Yeah, they missed a trick with that one. They should have been putting out the Thierry Henry merch before the game, giving it all like the shush and that. Yeah, they'll probably have merch out of Declan Rice's free kicks. No, it's mad. Brighton's twice win it. We ain't beaten Brighton home or away this season, have we? No, we drew at home. Yeah, we fucking drew away with them as well.
No.
So there's 6 games. And you're telling me that we can't be up there with Liverpool when everyone's telling us Liverpool is shit. Everyone's saying that, oh, it's shit. Oh, this league's shit. I'm saying the league's shit. Yeah, so if the league's shit and we can't get up there with Liverpool, then we're shit then, right? And if we manage to win the cup, I see somebody say to me on Twitter earlier, yeah? He said, Igal put a comment out about the Ipswich manager saying we're the best team they've played in the league. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Right? So he goes, oh, look, even this manager's saying that we're the best team in the league. Right? So I quoted it. I put the best team in the league are the team that are 13 points clear, needing 3 points to win the league, mate. Yeah, what we're doing here. First comment on it, was, well, how comes they're not in the Champions League then? Like, this is what we're dealing with here. So the best team in the league, just throughout the Champions League are no longer the best team in the league. It's a cup competition. You can get knocked out, mate. Over a course of a season, the best team wins the league. That's a fact. Yeah, we're not the best team in Europe, but we can end up being the best team in Europe with the trophy.
Yeah, but that's why the Champions League this season, and I think most seasons is a competition of contradictions. Liverpool were 5th base team in 2005, and they won a Champions League on penalties after being 3-0 down. But they're the best team in Europe. Their achievement in 2019 is actually better because they missed the league by a whisker, by a point, and they got 97 points. That them winners going and win the Champions League, in essence, they were, had it not been for Man City, the best team in England, and they were amongst the best teams in Europe, and they actually rightfully deserved it because they took their league form into the Champions League. But that's not always the case with teams that are going to win it. But that's the thing with the Champions League, man. And that's why, everyone prefers it. It was just like the league champions getting the Champions League and the holders getting the Champions League, and just went, right, boom, the best.
That's what it used to be. It used to be the best team. You had to win the league to get in it. Yeah. All of this has been done to lower standards. Yeah. And this has all been planned for 30 years. Yeah, we remember David Dean sitting there time ago, back in the day. He was on the board of the FA, board of the Premier League, and the board of Arsenal. Yeah, and I remember he said, that they were talking about a fucking Super League back in the 90s. Yeah, so this is why they're doing it, and now they've rejigged the Champions League because of the Super League was that close. The Super League will come in.
Yeah,
it will come.
But Lee, can I just say something, right? At the beginning of the season, before a ball's been kicked, when you renew your season ticket, you don't renew your season ticket to win the Champions League. You renew your season ticket to go week in and week out to hopefully at the end of it win the title. And the Champions League is
an add-on,
the bonus of being in the Champions League. But ultimately, at the beginning of every football season, you renew your ticket and you go and watch a game. You go and watch home games, or if you go home and away, to ultimately win the Premier League at the end of it, right? And all these fans now that are disregarding the Premiership because they're clutching at straws because it's the only cup Arteta can win to justify his poor management over 5 seasons or making big mistakes over 5 seasons. They would all turn around and say the same to you. If you was to ask them a question at the start of the season, what would you rather win, the Premiership or the Champions League? Most young fans would turn around and say, well, of course, the Premiership. That's the one you want to win because I've got to go to work and I have to take banter or I have to go to school or whatever, wherever they go. Yeah, that's the one they want to win. Yeah. I've always said I want to win the Champions League because I've never won it. We've never won it. But ultimately, at the start of the season, when you renew your season ticket, you go to all your games, 30 odd games or whatever it is, to become the champions. That is what you do. And it's just crazy. And I've heard like fans say, oh yeah, we out-coached Ancelotti and everything else. But look at the managers this manager's been out-coached by over the years. He was out-coached by David Moyes. He was out-coached by Potter that's just walked through the door at West Ham.
Dean Smith at Aston Villa slapped him 3-0.
Dean Smith at Aston Villa. Unai Emery on numerous occasions.
Ruben Amorim with 2 different clubs.
Ruben Amorim with 2 different... Exactly.
So Unai Emery with 2 different clubs.
So this is what I'm trying to say. What they're doing, they're taking a...
Eddie Howe every time he plays him.
Eddie Howe, exactly. They're taking... But what gets me rightly with a lot of these fans, and this is why you have to keep a level head with this football club. They're taking one brilliant moment, and everything else is completely forgotten about. The FA Cups, the penalty shootout against Man United, Newcastle, Carabao Cup. The season before that in the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the semi-final in Europa. It goes on and on and on and on. And they forget about it because of one game against Real Madrid. And it's brilliant. And it's a night out and we all had a great time. And all the fans that went out to Madrid had a fantastic time singing about Tottenham and Christ knows what. Yeah. But at the end of the day, unless we win that Champions League, it's another year of no silverware. And that's the goal. That's what everyone aspires to.
And the thing is as well, like I say this to a gal all the time when we're sat on panel shows with him, right? They go off at the very last 90 minutes of football or the very last big result we've had. Yeah, they dismiss anything. Last season never happened to this lot.
No.
Yeah? And at the end of this season, if we win the Champions League, this season didn't happen at all. It's been a race from memory. Yeah, if we don't win it, it's a race from memory. We go again. It's now the new season. Yeah, they just keep forgetting everything that's been gone behind. Yeah, just go with what's going forward. Yeah, and this is why this club don't move forward winning trophies. Now, I see today AC Milan are that close to sacking their manager Conceição. In fact, I think he's gone at the end of the season. It said, right? Same with João Felix, who's on loan. That Conceição has been there 6 months and won a trophy. Yeah, so why aren't they trusting the process? Why aren't they giving 700?
This is what I'm saying.
They spot a dud quick.
Big clubs see not short-term goal, medium-term goal. They see the long-term achievement. There's no, this is what you got to do. Say this manager does win the Champions League. What then? Are these fans happy to go another 3-5 years and win nothing? And just keep harping back in 24-25 season that we won the Champions League. Yeah, but he won us the Champions League. Yeah, but we ain't won nothing for another 3-4 years. Yeah, but he won us the Champions League. Yeah, I know that, but I'm still paying my season ticket. It's still costing me thousands of pounds and I ain't seen a trophy for another 3 seasons. Why does he get a pass? Why does this manager get so much protection for failure? I do not know. I do not know. I don't understand it. And until he wins a trophy, I'm sorry, but this is a big semi-final coming up. Big semi-final and a big summer window. And this manager is not stupid. He knows he has to win this Champions League because he's got Berta in place. He's got the owners breathing down his neck. He knows that he has to win this Champions League. And if he doesn't, I still say it. You can clip it. He'll be gone by Christmas.
Hey, Omar, go on, arrest me then. Arrest me. Go on, Omar. Go on. Here's my hands. Put the handcuffs on.
That's how we all need to be arrested.
Embarrass me. As soon as hopefully, I'll try everything to be in Munich. If we win the Champions League, you're welcome to get all your get the police to arrest me at customs at Terminal 5 at Heathrow. By all means, arrest me.
Kenny, I'll be standing by us, young mate. We're being a bar. We're being a bar having a Ribena in Munich or something. If we get
you know what? I'll do time. If it means Arsenal win the Champions League, I'll do time, mate. you can put me in. You can pick a cell for me in Pentonville because I want to be in North London. There, at least I'll be able to hear the celebrations from Pentonville. By all means, mate, get the cell ready, mate. I prefer solitary confinement, though. I prefer solitary confinement.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are annoying.
What we do, Ken, we all go down to the magistrates, at height down. We all go down there, hand ourselves in, all three of us, and say, "Here we are. We're handing ourselves in. Can we have a cell for three?" And it's three. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't stop there, do you? You don't stop there.
I don't worry, smuggling a Wi-Fi device, and we'll just carry on doing the streams from there.
With our suits on with the arrows. You know what I mean?
Jez, do you know what though? What you said earlier. Any decent man or any decent manager that finished runners up in the Premiership 3 seasons running, that's lost semi-finals. If he gets to the Champions League and loses, any decent man of any sort would hold his hands up and go, right, I have done everything I can to this football club. I've got us to semi-finals. I've got us to finals. I've missed out on the Premier League 3 seasons running. Any manager of any ilk would turn around and go, do you know what? Because I love this club so much, I think it's time to give someone else a chance to see if they can go one better because I've done everything I can. But he won't do that. He'll go again next season. He'll go again next season and we'll have the same problem next season. And he'll go the season after and he'll just keep going and going and going. And this is, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it, you know. And people turn and say, "Oh, you're not happy that you beat Real Madrid." Of course, I was happy. Of course, I was absolutely buzzing. But it's a game of football, and we've not achieved anything yet. We're in the semi-final.
Look,
against a very, very good PSG team.
Let's be honest, guys. 2 games do not make a season, right? The fact we beat Real Madrid 5-1, brilliant. I loved every minute of it. Awesome, fantastic. Personally, both games, I didn't see all of the Madrid second game live, but I did watch it on playback. I thought they were pretty shit in both games, to be honest. I didn't think they were all that good. So we beat them 5-1. I'm gassing it. I'm more than happy. Fantastic. 2 games do not make a season.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now you got to go again. 29th, I believe it is. We've got to go and play PSG.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
We start it all over again. Let's see what happens there. What are these people going to say to me, you and Kenny, DJ, if we lose at home to PSG? What's going to happen then?
Well, I think Real Madrid, he's done well. Yeah. We've made progress. We got to the semi-final. We went one better. That's what they'll say. They'll just keep saying.
They'll turn it on us.
They'll just keep going on the last game all the time.
Yeah, but they'll blame us though. They'll say that. And worst thing, I could just see like them cutting their fingernails so they have enough room for their thumbs, and going, oh, the Monday night podcast, the Monday podcast, the Rat Army.
Yeah,
this is what they want, so it could be told proved right. The Rat Army ain't happy that we beat them. And that I get told you and your cronies must be ecstatic, must be really, really having kittens about the prospect of us winning the Champions League, because you guys will have to leave town or you'll have to do apologies to everyone. And I mean, and what they don't seem to understand, God forbid we do go out against PSG, but unfortunately, the football season encapsulates the Premier League, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. So you've got to have a look at our progress in all the competitions, and that's how you analyse a football season. But football's a funny old game that if you do win a trophy and you do it, then everyone forgets what's wrong. For instance, you always insist, and you're right. It's what football's about, winning trophies, and everything else that came with it doesn't matter. Man United finished 8th last season, but they've beaten Man City in the FA Cup. They didn't. They
can finish 17th this season and win the Europa.
Yeah,
and 3 years.
as Danny Blanchflower always said, the game's about glory. However, there's a fine line between winning trophies and having a poor season in the league. Because if you don't win that trophy, unfortunately, and football is like life. People go back and they'll assess everything that's happened before that, because that's what the debate's all about. They don't care if you finish runners up or you had a good campaign, you finished in the semi-finals. Football fans, not all football fans are the same. Some fans will celebrate being Real Madrid, and they'll say, "Look, he's giving you the greatest night in your life, beating Real Madrid home and away, 5-1. You should be satisfied with that." And he's built this team from scratch. One boy, who we go on a podcast with, said that Arteta built this team from scratch, and look what he did before. He should have waited till we win
the Champions League. Yeah, but they get giddy, Kenny, because they've never seen us win anything of any note. For example, listen, I'm not dismissing the FA Cup. I want to win it every year. Same with the League Cup. Yeah, but on their own metrics, these people, they've dismissed them cups because they want the major. Yeah, which is cool. I want to win them. I want to win everything. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if we ain't going to win the league, yeah, I want to win the cups then. And if he wins the league, if he wins the Champions League, then fucking fair play to that guy. Yeah, because I'm going bald and I'm getting angry every day that we go without a trophy. Yeah, and I don't want to be angry. When I sit on my other channel in about 40 minutes, watching these games tonight, I'm going to be super relaxed and super chilled. Because when I watch other clubs, I'm relaxed. When I talk about this club, I get angry. Yeah, because it's annoying. Because I've seen us be good. They're really good. And when people say to me, "You're entitled," yeah, you've got no God-given right to win trophies. I've seen my club in my lifetime supporting it go 9 years without a trophy, and now 5 years, and we've still won 17 trophies in my lifetime. Yeah, so that's nearly one every 2 years that I've been supporting this club. So that's every other year, pretty much, there or thereabouts. So we're now 5 without one. So why can't I be angry? Yeah, why can't I be fucking angry? Yeah, they go, "Oh, but no one's got a God-given right." Well, how comes all the same teams keep winning then? Liverpool, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. How comes it's Inter Milan? Yeah, AC Milan. I know they're shit in the league, but they're in the semi-final as well, and they've won this season already a trophy. It's the same teams that keep winning. Why?
It's euphemism. You just used a new euphemism. Basically, you said everyone feels entitled. It's basically if you turn the coin over, is as good as saying just be happy to compete, because that's what they're basically saying. Yeah. You feel entitled, you have to win. You toss a coin over and turn it into another comment. Just be happy to compete. Only 4 trophies available. Only 4 teams can win. At least you're not Portsmouth. I've had to watch my team lose every week. Just be grateful. That's what.
Yeah, I get told that all the time. Yeah, you should be lucky because my team ain't won a trophy for 40 years. Yeah. Right, well, I don't support your team respectfully. Who gives a fuck?
It's just basically flipping the coin over, or going at half, at the beginning of the game, flick a coin over, pick your phrase to patronise and shout down angry fans. The entitlement one, or just be happy to compete, or my tip, or be grateful you support Arsenal because if you're a Portsmouth Plymouth fan. That's the garbage we get. Every
but
day.
We're not though, Kenny, and that's that. Listen, if they chose to support that club, and fair play, yeah, Portsmouth have actually seen their club win an FA Cup. Yeah, Portsmouth fans have seen that. Yeah, and let's be real with it, right? We've seen our club win fucking shitloads of trophies between us. Big up Jamie Phillips for the raid as well, mate. Bless up, brother. Big up Jamie, bro. Yeah, #20 raid. Get out of here, man. See them getting trolled by Liverpool fans. They've won a title. Look how happy they are.
What annoys me is it doesn't. I don't take this personally. I do get annoyed about the people like Kenny and DJ that pay to still go. Right, thousands of pounds a year you spend getting to the games, your season tickets, all of that. Right, I can't be bothered with any of that anymore. I've spent my time. I've spent my life. Paying way too much money to support this club, of which most of the time, 90% of the time I went watching the club. I loved it, right? What annoys me is when you get these little muppets out there that take the piss out of Kenny and DJ, right, who still go, and they call them out as being not supportive of the club. You're fake, you're not real, blah, blah, blah. Leave the club. all this and all this bullshit. That is what really gets my goat. Because I'll tell you what, for now, a lot of those people that say that have never even been to a game. Never been to the club. And that's probably because they don't live local and all that, and that's fair enough. But don't insult the people that have supported this club all their lives, right? Since they were like knee-high to a grasshopper, right? Gone all their lives, spent hundreds of thousands of pounds supporting the club. I'd hate to think how much I spent watching this bloody club, travel all around England, right?
You could have gone turkey and had hair transplant, Jez.
Yeah, have your teeth done. I mean, all the teeth. Yeah, all that one, mate. You know what I mean? I mean, I just find that insulting. Players, to fans like Kenny, DJ, and many others that I still know, still talk to. One of which I saw the other day, and he still goes, still lives up in Gillespie Road. He still goes, right? And I said, fair play to you, my friend, because I can't be asked to go anymore. It's just not. It's not feasible. It's too awkward to get there, too expensive, and I'm just like, no, I'd rather spend my money on something else and be an armchair fan. And then people criticise me. Oh, you're a fake fan. You don't go to the games. Right? Okay, fair enough.
What do they know? For them,
how many games you been, Jez?
6. So I think I've done my time. You know,
how many games, Jez?
2,586 since 1968. So I think I've done my time. I think I've earned a gold medal. And at the end of the day,
another thing, though, Jez, leading on to that, right? This is another thing. What gets me is that these fans listen to all these pundits and ex-footballers, who, by the way, most of the ex-footballers that are on these radio stations and all that were never good footballers anyway.
And they don't even support Arsenal or play for Arsenal.
Do you know what I mean? Half of these footballers that are on these TV programmes and Sky Sports and radio stations would struggle to get into a championship team these days, let alone a Premiership team. Right? So these are the sort of pundits they're listening to about this manager. Oh, I don't know how they can say that about this. Arteta's done a fantastic job. Right? So they're getting brainwashed by all of this. And this is what really, really gets me. They're listening to people like that rather than, I mean, it's not as if you've got Zidane or Pirlo, Maldini stepping up. And when they do have a proper football player like Kluivert, McManaman and people like that, they say it as it is because they're winners.
Manu Petit.
Thierry Henry. Elitism. That's the difference. Not O'Hara and Cundy and people like this who are crap players anyway, right? Yeah. Let's be real. Let's be absolutely honest about it. That's why they're seeing their careers out on radio stations. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, right, this is what they're listening to. And elite footballers tell it as it is. And Steve McManaman and your Kluiverts and your Thierry Henrys and people, I mean, elite footballers will turn around and say, there's still a long way to go. You can't judge this manager yet until he actually wins something. And if he doesn't win anything, questions have got to be asked. Where does Arsenal Football Club go in the future? This is a big competition. He needs to win this competition. And if he doesn't win it, I keep saying, what do you want? Do you want runners-up every year? Because runners-up will only last for so long. Because eventually you'll drop to 5th, then you'll drop to 6th, then you'll be back languishing in 7th and 8th, struggling to get into Europe. It will only last for so long. And this is where I'm at with it, Lee. You know, it's just I'm just fed up of listening to people being satisfied with mediocrity. Do you know what I mean? That is what I'm fed up with.
Lee, let me comment. Are you highlighting?
No, I've already started, Jez. I'm gonna go through the super chats quickly. Yeah. Right. What happens if Spurs win the Europa and we win nothing? Would they say, it's the Emmerdale Cup, mate? Fuck it, we don't want that. We got bigger fish to fry. They finished 16th. Who cares? Ha ha ha. Like, that's what they'll say. Big up Goon ER, man. Big up to Joseph as well. I've got a few of his comments, because I want to come back to some of them myself as well. Sack the manager that takes its club to second Champions League final. The second Champions League final in the club's history. Skewed take. I agreed Madrid win means nothing without a trophy, but let folks celebrate as they see fit. Love to you all. Well, I'll come back to that in a second, mate, because I've got about 3 or 4 of yours starred. And big up for the super chat as well. Big up Bayern fan. Klopp lost 2 Premier Leagues due to Rodri handball and company clearance, and 2 Champions League due to Ramos being a cheat and Courtois masterclass. Well, one was Karius throwing the ball in the net, to be fair. 1 Premier League and 1 Champions League could have been 3 Premier Leagues and a Champions League. Could have been 3 Premier Leagues and 3 Champions Leagues. Let's be real with it. It could have been. Big up to you, mate. Big up to Riku as well. Trivia question. Everyone knows who the top 2 are, but which team has won the Scottish Cup the 3rd most time? Hint, the last cup was 1893. Scottish Cup, the 3rd most.
Aberdeen?
I was going to say Aberdeen, yeah, but it weren't 1893.
Don't know.
I have no idea. Hearts.
I'm going Dundee United.
Wait, that's a shout. I'd say Hearts.
I was going to go Aberdeen.
Yeah, I was going to say Aberdeen. Fucking hell, how many of Hearts or fucking whoever it is? Is it Hearts, guys? That's a good question.
That's Little Tim says Queen's Park. Who actually
he's Googled it because I see him put that in my chat about half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him. I thought, what did he put Queen's Park in there for? I thought that's a bit random because he came into the chat. He obviously see that because it's been in half an hour.
They own Hampden Park, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. Is it Queen's? It's Queen's Park. There you go. Big up Tim's, you cheat. And big up Riku as well. Big up Dinesh. Evening. FSG sacked Sir Kenny Dalglish, legend of Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Brendan Rodgers was sacked when Klopp was available. The rest is history. Facts. And look what Kenny Dalglish done at that football club, by the way.
Oh,
yeah,
immense.
For a player and a manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second Kenny Dalglish wasn't good enough.
Never go back to your ex. Tom Canton said the club isn't going to extend party. He's heard from reliable sources. Also said if people think Odegaard isn't playing good, then they have no clue about football. We had this shit when it was Mesut Ozil as well.
Yeah, but you know why Tom's? I think I know why Tom's saying that. Tom's saying
he's on the payroll now, so he's got to be.
I know why Tom's saying that because I've had arguments with other people. It's because they're talking about the stuff he does off the ball, which is a Mesut Ozil sort of.
He's not in the team for that.
We're basically saying he presses from the front. Well, he actually isn't doing that.
Yeah, facts.
He isn't even doing that well, and that's a fact. And the fact is that
he's had an awful season.
People are gassed about his performances. Is that on the ball, he is being targeted by physical players in even the Premiership games, where he is getting bounced off. Teams are getting going on the counter attack, and that's where they're getting space to attack us. Against Real Madrid, thankfully we were defending well, but a lot of times when Camavinga targeted him, you see it.
Camavinga was one of their worst players on that pitch on the first leg, yeah, and we didn't see our captain at all. Why? Because Camavinga locked him up, mate. Yeah,
and that's the thing. If you're saying it's because he does things off the ball, he's pressing the front. Well, he's not doing them anymore, Tom. He was.
No, he's trying to get the ball off the fucking centre backs. Yeah, it's incredible. Mad. He's chatting shit. Big up to Taku. Random question. Thoughts on Xavi Alonso to Madrid? I don't see that working, if I'm honest. Yeah, whilst he did 3 trophies already at Leverkusen, he ain't going to win one this year. And yeah, if I was him, I'd stay at Leverkusen another year or 2. But again, you never know. He might go in there and totally rejuvenate them and fucking they start playing like Barca. Who knows? I don't think he'll do that well. I can see that going real sour real quick. If I was them, I'd go all out for Jurgen Klopp. I think he'd be perfect for them. Yeah, and if failing that, I'd get the Spain manager out of his contract because he's class as well. But we'll see, innit? We'll see. And big up to Kirk Lazarus as well. We will bottle it in the final, I guarantee, probably against Inter. Inzaghi will school him. Well, I hope you're wrong, but we've got to make the final first, to be fair. We've got to make the final first. But listen, we're seeing it. Let me get these 3 comments from Joseph J. Perez K. Who'd you propose to replace Arteta? Do you know what, Joseph? I've asked get asked this question every day, and I've done for 5.5 years since I've wanted this guy out of the club. And every single manager I propose gets dismissed. I got told Hansi Flick was washed up because he didn't win nothing with Germany. Well, what's he doing now? I got told Ancelotti's shit because he didn't win anything at Everton. Well, he's won 10 trophies since he's been back at Madrid. And he's in a final this weekend. And he can still win the league, 4 points off the top. And they've still got to play Barca without Lewandowski. So, yeah. When I've said go and get Conte, I got told, what did he do at Tottenham? Well, he's now joint top of Serie A with McTominay, Lukaku, and Billy Gilmore. I then said, well, why don't we go and get the Grand Passate manager? Because it worked when we signed Wenger. I got laughed out of town. What about the Millwall manager? It worked when we got Georgie Graham, laughed out of town. I said Simeone, oh, but he's shit. He ain't won nothing for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, whatever it was at the time. Yeah, he's now gone 4 years without a trophy, and I'll still take him in a fucking heartbeat at Arsenal. I said Jose, I got told he was washed. Well, he's won 2 trophies since he left Tottenham. Every single manager I put on the table, I get the Allegri. Oh, he's dusted. He's a dinosaur. Well, all right, mate. Every single manager, Luis Enrique. I could keep going, bro. On and on and on. Maybe we should have got Roberto Di Matteo, mates. But I got told about Inzaghi. I said, well, why don't we? That would be the perfect choice. Why don't we get Inzaghi? I got told, oh, but he only wins the cups. Well, we don't even win them.
No.
He also says, I'm new to this chat, but I'm far from an Arteta sexual, but I want folks to give comprehensive feedback. People are making nonsensical points and ignoring important variables. Please elaborate on that, bro. Yeah, because I don't get what you mean. Yeah, the 3 lads that are on the screen, take me out right now. The 3 lads that are on the screen have been to about 5,000 games between them. Yeah, that, yes, doesn't qualify them as experts and know everything about the game. However, they have seen a shit ton of trophies and they've seen what a winning side looks like. They've also seen a shit ton of managers at this football club and what a winning one looks like. So I don't know really what you mean with that. And before Jezza answers this one, I just want to answer it myself. The guy in the top right, Jezza, comments that are borderline xenophobic. For fuck's sake, just because you're not English doesn't make you less of a fan. Firstly, Jezza never said that.
I didn't.
Yeah. And secondly, it's not about where you live. Most of the people that watch this channel, in fact, it's about a 50-50 split, to be fair. 50% live in the UK. Big up Rossi, man. Take care, brother. And the other 50% are from around the world, all over different parts of the world. Over 180 countries have watched this channel. So, yeah, cool. We know everyone can't go to games logistically, financially, so on and so forth. But at the same time, that's not what he's saying. Listen, I don't want to speak for you, so I'm going to say what I think, and then you say what you meant. Yeah, because it's not about where you live or what country you're from, or whether you've got the money to go or not go. It's when people like these 3 get dismissed because they don't like the manager that has won nothing for 5 years. Yeah, so you're a fake fan. The name calling, the bullshit, the abuse, the fucking hatred, yeah, towards these 3, yeah, and myself, yeah, anyone who doesn't want this manager in, yeah, is dismissed from the fan base. We beat Real Madrid home and away. The first thought was for people to come into this chat and chat shit to us. Yeah, why don't you go and celebrate winning the trial? Oh, no, we haven't won it yet. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so my point is, doesn't matter where you live. Yeah, don't chat shit to people that have lived it, seen it, been there and done it. Yeah, that's like me chatting about fucking F1. I know nothing about it. That's like me, yeah, telling Matty he's a fake fan for not supporting his American soccer team properly or his American rugby team. American fucking, but it is rugby. It's a fucking egg ball. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? But that's like me going on somebody's channel and saying to a guy, right, so the Chiefs, for example, I've watched 2 NFL games in my life and it's back-to-back Super Bowls. So I said, whoever wins the Super Bowl 2 years, not the one gone, the one before, I'll support them. But I ain't watched another game until the Super Bowl just gone. That's like me finding a Chiefs YouTube channel and saying you're a fake fan if he wants to manager sacked. Look what he's done. He's got to the Super Bowls. Like, have a bit of respect, innit? I think that's all Jez is saying, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you totally misinterpreted what I said. I never said what you're saying. My point was the amount of disrespect DJB and Kenny get, and I get, and Lee gets, when we've been and actually spent hard-earned cash to go to these games over
decades.
Years. My point is, a lot of the people that give us abuse have never been to a game, and I didn't say they were abroad, right? I never said that point. What I said was we get a lot of abuse from young people. And I think what you're trying to do, fella, is you're trying to be big and clever, using big and clever words in those last 2 comments when you're talking absolute bollocks. I never, ever was xenophobic. All I said was the abuse that Lee, DJ, Kenny, and I get, right, are from people that are probably about 14 and have never been to a game, right? And that's nothing to do where they live or anything like that. I know people, I talk to on my channel from Africa, right? Lovely, lovely people. I'm sure would love to get to a game, but for reasons they can't get there. I've never, ever criticised them. I've had debates with them. So don't try and call me xenophobic, right? Because at the end of the day, you are being a prick because you're trying to be big and clever with your big and clever words and you're talking absolute bollocks and making yourself look a prick. So walk away, young man, right? Go and have a think and look at yourself in the mirror very hard tonight and say to yourself, I've been a prat. End of.
You don't want to add on that because what you said was the best put where ever. But the fact is, he talks about nonsensical and variables. The fact is, if you're going to use words like that, be a bit more clever. We know exactly what you're talking about. You know Arteta fan, but you want us to use the word context. I think that's the word you wanted to use. If only you just kept it a bit simple, mate. You want us to use the context, i.e., VAR being against us, refereeing decisions. Am I getting warmer? Injuries. And that's you want us to use all those sort of variables and all those kind of reasonings why the season didn't pan out the way you wanted to in the league, and that's what you're basically saying. You want us because you know that if you went on another channel, you said you're new to the channel, but you're not new to Arsenal podcasts. You've been on other channels where they have used words like context. They have mentioned the incidents involving Miles Lewis-Skelly. They have used the incident involving Saliba at Bournemouth. They have mentioned using situations where injuries have happened. Havertz, Jesus, Saka, of course. And they're using all those sort of reasoning why we went to the league. And you want us to do the same. That's why you're saying using words like variables. But we refuse to do that because other teams have lost players and they just got on with it. Man City have lost the Ballon d'Or winner, but they just got on with it. They just got on with it. It hasn't panned out, but it's got on with it. You don't hear Man City, multi-title winning Man City saying, we didn't win the league because Rodri was out. But you want us to use the same sort of you want us to use your variables and use that as context. Well, we're not going to do that because the simple reason is that if you watch the games, like you said you did, you will realise that we had our full team out. We were nowhere near Liverpool. We're always a 5 to 6 point gap behind Liverpool. When we had our full team out, when Liverpool had their game postponed because of the wins in Merseyside, we had an opportunity to put them under pressure against Fulham. We failed miserably. We dropped points, even without Liverpool playing. And then when Liverpool went down to 10 men at Anfield and they dropped points and drew 2-2, with their 2-2, with our full team, we couldn't break down a resolute Everton defence and we drew 0-0. So if you want, and that was our best team. So you don't want to talk about that. You want us to talk about what happened after Christmas when we did have these injuries, and that's what you use by context. Well, sorry, mate, but you've done your tour around all the other channels, which is very noble of you. But we're not the channels you watch. We're never going to be that. That's why people come to us, because they want to hear something different and they want people to represent how they feel. But they're not allowed to say that amongst their friends because they'll be called negative and that they'll be accused of wanting the team to fail in order to be proved right. And this is where we have a safe haven for fans who feel that they feel suppressed. So if you don't like the way we do things, well, that's up to you. But if you keep on watching this channel next week and the week after the next season, that's what you're going to get. So the choice is yours. Either you get on with it or walk away.
Well said, Kenny.
Well said, mate.
Yeah. And the only other variable is the variables of that this club in this last summer didn't make the squad strong enough to go and win the Premiership. They bought defenders when we didn't need them and played them at left back. They bought a midfield player and they plays him up as a striker, even though he's done very, very well. And we keep saying that. In fact, at the moment, I'd put him up front instead of Havertz. But there you go. So you know what I mean? No, real talk. I mean, I can't see Havertz getting back in the team. To be honest,
he will. Oh, he will. He loves him. Mate. He loves him.
He will get back in the team because the variable of that is that this manager has got to justify spending £65 million and paying him 280 grand a week. So Havertz has got to come back in the team, guys. Whether you want him back in the team or not, he's got to come back in the team because he cost a lot of money and he's still costing us money. Listen, I'm not going down the road of what people think. At the end of the day, the only variable is winning trophy. That's my variables.
Facts. And that comment right there, I'll get the super chats in a second, guys. That comment, big up Godnap, bro. We know an injury crisis can happen. This is why we're outraged. We bottled the league 2 years in a row. Thank you. Because look, in 2022-23, it was, but we lost Saliba. Well, we did have Kivior in the squad, and he played Rob Holding. Now Kivior's flavour of the month. Yeah, 2023-24, we didn't win the league. Yeah, and it was, but get out of here, man. Yeah, but what? Man City, we can't compete with Pep. This season, we ain't won the league, and it's injuries. Let me tell you right now, yeah, Martin Odegaard's been back since November. Yeah, he missed 9 games. Yeah, Ben White needed knee surgery in August. The manager's words in a press conference. That's why I do the press conference reactions, because nobody takes the snippet of him saying shit like that. He said when Ben White needed surgery, yeah, and officially went to have surgery, his words were he needed surgery from August. So why did you play him until November? Why? Because he was waiting for Timber to get up to speed. Yeah, because he played him out of position the season before, and sadly he done an ACL. Right? Timber's been fantastic, by the way. Now it's, but we didn't win the league because PGMOL. Really? Okay, mate. It's just boring. Big up to the Yorkshire Daddy. We're marching on together. Leeds. Big up Leeds. Are they actually officially promoted?
Yes. Burnley beat Sheffield United 2-1.
Yeah. Oh wow! So Leeds are actually up.
Burnley and Leeds are up.
Right, big up Leeds and Burnley. Not that I want Burnley back; they can f off, bro. Yeah, but big up Leeds. Yeah, big up Leeds. I've been waiting for Leeds to get up to this league for a couple of years. They nearly bottled it, and then they went on a run. Big up Leeds. Big up Leeds. Yeah, Leeds. I've always liked Leeds. Good night out as well.
I love it. Leeds United, Ellen Road is one of those proper football grounds.
Most intimidating grounds I've ever been to.
Millwall is for me. Twice in Millwall. Ooh, bad night out that is. But Leeds United, great ground, great history, fantastic club in the 70s, early 70s.
Massive club.
Something we'll talk about tomorrow night, mate, when they kicked us out of when they beat us in the 72 FA Cup final.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We're saved that. Big up to Wirra. Would Ancelotti not see Arsenal as a downgrade? I don't think he's going to have a choice, mate, other than retirement, the Brazil national job, because a club with standards that have won 2 trophies this season, lost a final, in a final, and still in the title race, won him sacked.
I don't think he'll have a choice, mate. That's brutal. I don't think he'll have a choice, mate. That's just brutal, isn't it?
Well, he won't. Let's be real.
It's true, though, yeah.
And let's be real. This is the same guy that took an Everton job. But what did he do at Everton? Schooled your manager home and away. Yeah, Damari Gray screamer, stoppage time, 2-1 at Goodison. Beat us at the Emirates. Andy Adams top of the league in December. Yeah, they fell away. Finished 3 points behind, all singing, all dancing, super duper Mick. Then he was that shit at Everton. Real Madrid said, we'll have him. He's gone there and won 10 trophies since he's gone back. Yeah, crazy. Mad work, mate. Mad, crazy work.
If you think about Leeds United, Kenny, you and DJ, you remember this. 66 World Cup squad, right? With start again. 1970 World Cup final squad. Leeds United had 7 players in that.
You know,
Terry Cooper, Jackie Charlton.
No, it's all of them.
Alan Clark,
Norman
Hunter. That's 4.
Yeah.
Lorimer?
No, Lorimer's Scottish.
Yeah.
Stinker and Hooked.
Who else was there?
Stinker and Wellock then.
Yeah.
They definitely had. I know they had Terry Cooper played at left back. Jackie Charlton was the defender.
Norman Hunter
was the defender, but he didn't start over Bobby Moore. And who else? There was one more I named, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it what, Johnny Giles? Wasn't he Scottish?
No, Johnny Giles from Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, that's right.
Paul Madeley, was he one?
Paul Madeley did make the 1970 squad. The only Leeds players there were Norman Hunter, Terry Cooper,
Paul Madeley was there.
Jackie Charlton, and there's one more.
Paul Madeley was there because he's in the '66 squad.
Paul Madeley wasn't Leeds, but he didn't make the England squad in '70, did he?
He didn't make the Italy squad in '70. It was only, I think they had 3 players. Terry Cooper definitely started games in 1970.
Either way, they were fucking good. That's the point.
They were very good team. Very good.
Big up to did I just fucking uninstall that? 1 second. Sorry, I've had a mare. Hang on. No, I haven't.
Is it?
No, I haven't. I didn't uninstall that. Big up to Scott Whelan as well, man. Stop calling me Danny D, bro. What we doing here? Just the legend DJB and Kenny United. Hey, mate, they better not win something, and we don't win something.
Yeah, Charles is supposed to be babe. Yeah,
crazy. Big up, Scotty, man. Hope you're good, mate. Bless up, bro. Big up to Taku as well. We lost Lewandowski. Watch us win on the weekend. Taku, you're a Barca fan, yeah? Right? You've had Lewandowski out. I think 3 games this season in the league. I think it's only league that I'm talking about. Yeah, I may be wrong. You'll know better. All 3 of them, you scored 5 goals without your striker. All 3 of them. Yeah, what phase is he in? Yeah, because he could win all 4 trophies this season. He's already won 1. He could win another one at the weekend. He's top of the league and Champions League quarter semis.
I've got a funny story for you guys, and it's very relevant towards the Arsenal fans. But you know my thoughts on our new anthem, North London Forever.
Yeah, I think it should be banned.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I was only in King's Cross, getting out of a tube, and I saw someone with a flat cap like mine.
It weren't him, was it?
It was bloody him, innit?
Did you say hello to him, Kenny?
I crossed my arms, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked away, and I thought, not today, mate. I'm twice your size, mate.
He thought that's that wanker that sits on like Lee Gunner's channel slagging that song off. That's actually fucking mad, mate. That's crazy. Yeah, that song should be banned, mate.
It's all in the variables, mate.
Context, isn't it?
Yeah, context is the latest buzzword in football. Context.
Look at me, I'm a miserable man. All the fans are trying to get united, and there's this miserable guy from Frisbee Park trying to spoil it all by criticising a guy who's just trying to be nice to everyone.
The mighty Leeds.
The mighty Leeds. So big up to Leeds United for getting promoted as well, man.
Yeah, big up Leeds.
Hopefully they give it a go. Hopefully they give it a proper go. Big up to Sammy Boy Jr. Kenny, I'm envious of the palace you live in. He's going to go and give us a rendition in North London Forever on the piano. That's where he's gone.
Yeah. Blinky blonk.
Big up Sammy, bro. Bless up, brother. But anyway, we are going to wrap this up because I'm live in, well, 6 minutes ago. I was supposed to be live 5 minutes ago. But we're going to watch Spursy, lose to Forest. And we're going to watch Girona probably lose to Betis. And Girona, from in a title race last season, could be relegated this season in La Liga. They are literally teetering on the brink of relegation. And guess what? I'd still take that manager in a fucking heartbeat. Yeah, and people are going, oh, why? He ain't won nothing for 2-3 years. He's not supposed to, mate. However, he did have them all rattled. Real Madrid, Barca, and Atleti all absolutely rattled last season with little old Girona. And then people tell me that Brighton can't win a trophy or get in a title race. Yeah. Their whole budget for the last 5 years is less than what Luton Town got paid for being promoted to the Premier League. And they rattled Real Madrid until the end of March in a title race and then fell off. And then sold all their best players. But even though they're owned by Man City Group, that's why they were up there. Yeah, oh my God. So why did they have to sell all their best players to balance the books then? Mate, that makes sense. But yeah, if they lose tonight, where are Betis? Betis could go, well, Betis to stay 6th, to be fair, but they'll close the gap on Villarreal, who will have a game in hand.
Cool. Come on, Forest.
And Girona are 3 points off relegation. So they really need a win, and they've been in freefall, mate. They've been in freefall. But anyway, yeah, Forest.
Yeah.
Come on, Forest. We like Forest. But Jezza, always a pleasure, mate. What you got coming up on your channel, man? Shout it out, mate.
Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the cup finals, league, FA Cup finals, the good and the bad, and 5:00 tomorrow with these legends we have here tonight. And DJ, I'll send you the link. If you can't make it, you can't make it. I'll get that, your work fixtures, etc. But hopefully you can. Go sick, mate. Just go sick.
I will fingers crossed. Well, after the bank, after the Easter holidays, I'm going to be massively busy. But yeah, fingers crossed, my friend.
Yeah,
Kenny, very quickly, I've just remembered of some names of the 1970. Was it Clark? Alan Clark?
Alan Clark scored a penalty.
Yeah,
the winning penalty against Romania in the second game.
It all comes back in the end, mate. I just have to. Yeah. Clark, Alan Jones, Clark. Wasn't it? Was it Jones as well?
Mick Jones. Mick Jones was in the squad. I think Mick Jones was in the squad as well.
He's Welsh, is he?
Mick Jones.
Was he?
Mick Jones he's English. He's
English.
English.
Yeah.
Good player as well.
All right, Jones. Fair enough. I'm wrong. No, that's fine.
Jones and Clark. That's the two. They're the two I can remember. Was it Bremner? No.
Bremner's Scottish.
Scottish.
Yeah.
So there you go. Clark and Alan Clark, Jones. Yeah.
Can you imagine? You know, there was no Arsenal players in that squad.
Oh no,
it wasn't. No.
Wonder why.
Shocking.
The two.
Sorry, mate. I had to get that off. That was bugging me. That was sorry. That was bugging me. I had to say their names.
All right, big up, Kenny.
I'll tell you. All right, Alan. Thanks for having me on, Lee. I'm with Jez tomorrow at 5:00, and I am going to the game on Wednesday. The game where both teams are going to rest players because of the fact that Crystal Palace got the FA Cup semi-final. And then I'm going to the shithole to watch Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn.
Who's going to win, Kenny? Give us your prediction. Who's going to win? I'm saying Eubank Jr. is knocking him out inside 5 rounds.
I hope so.
I don't like either of them, if I'm honest.
Where are you going, Kenny? Where are you going?
It's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm going to watch Chris Eubank Jr. fight Conor Benn.
Have you got your jabs? If you take your jabs, Kenny, for the
yes,
you know you have to have your jab every time you go into that stadium.
I actually have medication, tablets anti-viral tablets to take before going there.
Yeah.
And I'll take them all year round, so I'm immune to any germs that I'll pick up.
Is the water safe to drink there?
What's that?
Is the water safe to drink?
I wouldn't touch it even if it was safe to drink. Because I wouldn't believe them anyway. Because I know they'll make an exception for me if I try to drink it.
I'll give them that. They have built a good stadium.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. When I was there last time for the boxing, I ended up outside their dressing, the home dressing room.
You did.
And I filmed it.
Yeah, Kenny, you get everywhere, man. So, if you're going Wednesday, Kenny, we'll meet up because I'll be there Wednesday.
Good stuff. You're probably the only one there. Everyone. No one wants to. Most of the people I spoke to yesterday, they're not going tomorrow.
Why? No, fake fans. Why?
No, I'll be there, mate. Because me and you are toxic. We're negative, but we're going Crystal Palace when everyone else is in the way.
For a dead rubber, but you two are turning up and you're faking it.
I will see you there, my friend.
Yeah, there's loads of tickets available for Wednesday. I can tell you that now.
Yeah.
Who's winning the boxing, Kenny? Who do you reckon will win?
Chris Eubank Jr. in late. The referee will stop. The corner. Tony Sims is going to throw the towel in the 9th round.
I'm going to go 7th.
I'm going to say Eubank Jr. inside 5.
Yeah.
He looks proper chill. No, he's fucked his old man off. But yeah, bless up Kenny, man. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972. Obviously, Jezza, Arsenal history and more. DJ, always a pleasure, mate. What you got coming up this week?
I've got Aaron in about an hour's time or whatever. Aaron's Talks Arsenal, our Monday show. Hopefully, I will be home in time for the FA Cups. But if I'm not, I will send it by message, Jez, so you can read it out. If I don't make it, you can read out my worst and best FA Cups. And then whoever likes to invite me on. I don't know if Dan's doing anything, but I'll be at the game on Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll meet up with Kenny.
Right.
And
talking
then
about FA Cup finals, DJB, Lee, Jezza, talking about FA Cup finals, Roger Osborne, I was told, was in the crowd yesterday.
Yeah, I see him on TV. He was Roger Osborne.
Yeah, and his nose is still big as well.
He was. I see him on TV.
Yeah.
No, Kieran, I don't watch wrestling anymore. My wife has killed my love of wrestling. I still love it, love wrestling, but my wife killed it, ruined it for me.
Manners.
No, I'm talking about WC Derby or WWE.
That's proper wrestling, mate.
Right,
you don't want to watch men in fucking lycra, Kenny. What are we doing here?
That's what my wife stopped me watching.
He's a proper wrestler. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Giant Haystacks. Giant
Haystacks.
Yeah. Big Daddy.
World of sport. Yeah.
Shirley Crabtree. That's his real name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Daddy's real name is Shirley Crabtree.
Nobody's going to fuck around with him, no, are they?
Yeah,
you're not taking the mick out of him, mate. You wasn't going to take the mick out of him, was you?
What's your name, sir? Shirley.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, pull the other one, mate.
Nice one, Lee. Thanks for having me on, Lee. Thanks for everyone that's contributed, the community, the chat. As always, bless everyone. Thanks a lot. Jez, legend, always, and Kenny.
Bless up to everyone locked in. It's going to redirect over to the other channel. Girona versus Betis and Spursy versus Forest. They're both on the pitch. They're shaking hands. The Betis game will probably be better than this Spurs game. We get to watch Isco play football. Even when his team lost last week, he still got man of the match. That's how fucking good he is. Yeah, our captain should sit and watch his compilations and watch his games to learn how to play football. Yeah, he got player of the month last month, and he's had 3 man of the matches in a row.
Isco's a player.
Proper baller, man. So yeah, we're going to watch that. Aspria's playing as well for Girona. He was at Watford. We kept good relations with them, and then let him go Girona for 16 mil. So there we go. Yeah, should be a good game. But anyway, listen, bless up to everyone locks in. Spam the chat. Sub to Jezza. And I'll be back with rants tomorrow. Obviously, he's going to be trying to deflect away from another shit show at the weekend. Oh, Europa League. Although, to be fair, I've just started saying Champions League or bust, so I can't really keep it big one, can I? But anyway, we will be there, guys. We're for Spurs' downfall. I'll be there in 90 seconds. Love, we're out.
Good evening.
Roberto Di Matteo, mate.